One of the most common openings or introductions to a conversation, in particular when we know someone somewhat or we know someone well, is how are you? And although that seems like a benign question, it has traditionally provided two challenges to most salespeople. And then more specifically, these last 10 months, it has provided even a larger challenge or a more magnified look at those two challenges. And so the first response that we get when we ask, how are you, to our client or our prospect is, I'm fine, how are you? Now, we've learned nothing by asking that question. So maybe we want to ask that question in a more pointed way, which I'll relate to you in just one second. The second thing, which is even the more troubling response, is things aren't great right now. I don't feel real good, or business hasn't been great, or it's been tough being in quarantine. It's not real easy dealing with the kids who are virtual with all of their classroom time and makes the house get even smaller. All of these negative things fall off of that. So in most cases, when we ask the question, which we all tend to ask, how are you? It leads to two things that get us nowhere closer to an improvement or learning more or furthering the conversation. So, how are you may be a good place to begin, but we have to add to that, how are you? How are you doing with all of the recent growth your business has experienced? How have you been since the new product that you all have added? It seems like you've done a real good job at adopting. In other words, when we ask the thing, how are you, because that does show some concern, we want to add a positive spin to it. Not how are you dealing with the kids in virtual school, because most times that delivers some type of negative conversation. We want to think about how are you, in particular, in light of all the growth that your business has had, or with all the recent run up, if you're in the financial services industry, all the recent run up in the stock market. Those type of questions lead us to a conversation that, number one, starts positive. Number two, tells us something that we need to know. And then number three, puts us in a position to offer a solution to the things that they're working on, the things that they're thinking about, or the things that they care about most, which is helping their clients. Good selling, everyone.